Hello everyone. It's Monday, which normally means we're not streaming, but we are streaming today because today was a premiere day. And to me, premiere days are one of the best days out there. Hello Lucrezia, Umbra. I'm not gonna say that name, Amazon, because when I've said the follow-up word to that, it's triggered people's devices. However, that's a cool average viewer. I've done that before. 0. And yeah, to me the best days, the most stressful days for production are the days leading up to quote-unquote the deadline, which is, crap, I need to get this done. It's super stressful, not in the best spirits. And then once I post it and I feel it's as good as it's gonna get, because art's never finished, I just feel so good. Like, it feels so nice. It feels like there's a burden off my chest. It feels so relaxing. And plus, if people like it, I think that's even better. It's more rewarding. So, to me, I like it. Hey, Kenny. Thanks for joining the stream tonight. Yeah, we're going to play more 13 Sentinels Aegis round. We are locked from doing destruction battles until we get 30% of the remembrance done. And we're at 26%. So we need to unlock some stories. I know we were trying to figure out the Nenji, because this is what I want. I want to get Nenji's Victim of Poison event. So we're jumping straight into Nenji. I want to see if we can get that third route.
I guess when you put it like that.
How's everyone doing? I hope everyone
Hey,
had a chance to
are you
catch the
even
Nier
listening?
Automata one. If this can also be considered like almost like a post-premiere Q&A, if anyone has any questions. It's okay to talk about, but try to keep things spoiler light.
That was weird. That's that League of can't. Doesn't matter if who even or that. Just
Alright, so
Hey, where are you going?
yo.
Oh,
we're trying to get the third option.
What are you doing? Usami-chan.
Thank you so much,
Trying to pick on Iori
Jumby. I
now?
almost said Jumble. Thank you, Jumby. I appreciate you.
Please, Kisaragi.
Thank you. I hope you enjoyed
Just
the
relax
video.
for a sec.
Hope you enjoy any other previous ones.
What?
I'm begging you here.
If anyone has any questions to ask about recap, feel free to. The only thing you can't ask is when is the next one coming out, because the answer to that will always be whenever it's done.
So that
But
League
man,
of Darkness
I-
version of you.
I already liked Nier Automata.
Okay. What's your connection?
'Cause I
to
didn't
that
love
black
Nier.
catsuit lady?
I thought it was actually pretty
League of
bland.
Darkness?
But I love Nier Automata. It is so good. It was such a pleasure to play it again. It was such a
Damn, I
pleasure to
sound like a
recap. It was such a
total
pleasure to
loser.
edit, which usually isn't the case. Sometimes when I'm editing,
I mean,
it is
the key.
it's a
Okay.
drag. Alright, so
Anyway, I mean, it was some trick, yeah?
The train's leak. Let's go.
okay, so they get on the train, we don't get on behind them. I'm trying to remember the steps. I had so much fun playing Nier. These idiots are over there.
Hey, serious.
Oh,
Hey, it's Shinonome Senpai.
was she always
You're
there?
here too?
Shinonome-senpai.
I know I had to speak briskly during the recording too, but I like to feel that I enunciated enough to where I spoke quickly but still made sense with all of my words. I feel there's a way you can talk quickly, and as long as you are pronouncing and enunciating properly, as long as you are articulating everything, I feel you can speak briskly and it doesn't sound like it's a very fast slur where you're losing people. I took, I think, timed breaks properly between some of the transitions. And yeah, even though it was an hour long, it goes by so quick.
Senpai, you don't have some kind of key.
It goes
on
by
you,
so
right?
quick. So much
No, I guess
happens.
it's not really a
That's why
normal
during the
key.
initial, I want to say like director's cut version of it, of the script, it was an hour and
How do I
30
say
minutes.
this?
I tell you, it was long. It was a feature-length film. I now know the script length for feature-length films if they were ever that long to be narrated.
Yeah,
Shouldn't we call someone else?
someone like who?
Like a station worker?
Waste of time.
Why's that?
It's just gonna throw us back to the beginning.
Hey,
Something's up. Do I go after her?
hey,
Yeah, might as
that's
well.
the wrong train.
It's a new path, I'm sure, though. This might be our third path.
Hey!
Hey, it's
What
Egg.
happened? Shinonome senpai, are you okay?
Somebody was mentioning too on
again.
Final Fantasy
Looks like she
XIV
passed out.
that the collaboration event is canon to the events of Nier. One thing I do want to point out though is that especially with Yoko Taro, that doesn't necessarily confirm anything.
It's Sekigahara.
Case in
From back in
point,
the ruined
Drakengard 3
Why is he
is
with
canon
her?
to the Drakengard series.
Why are they both knocked
However,
out?
it's a prequel,
The hell
and
happened
none of
here?
its main endings connect to the other Drakengard
Something in
games.
his
There are
hand.
references, but none of them canonically connect. So just because it's canon
DD426.
doesn't mean it's connected.
Some kind of
Yoko Taro is
medicine.
just that way.
Label's not
Just like
telling
how
me
all the
much.
references to
That's
Drakengard
always-
were in Nier Automata. There were a lot of Nier Automata to Drakengard references, but Drakengard itself isn't as pronounced. And it's not just the weapons like with Nier. The way the twins were decked out, the machine twins, Adam and Eve, both of them were decked out. Those were the same sort of pants, gloves, and tattoos that were in Drakengard. It was a direct reference. And Accord, of course, a lot of people caught that. Accord, the black-wearing android, was also in there. It's funny because in one of the short stories that afterwards, it says, far, far future, there was an android in black wandering alone. And some people think that's either 2B or 9S, because in the follow-up book, short story, 9S actually doesn't survive the data restore, and 2B's alone. In another one, 9S is revived, of course, by A2 in the C ending, and he wanders alone. And then if you take the ending that can be accorded for everybody dies and nobody gets anything, and or 9S left, then Accord could be the third android that's wandering around, even though she's not Yorha.
It was meant to
So
portray
android and
the
black can mean a lot
forces.
of different things. There are
They
so many
ended up as
things
collateral
that are
damage.
deliberately left open. To
What are
me,
you
you
talking
shouldn't
about,
twist your
old
head
man?
trying to think about all of it.
It
I think you
sounds
should
like
just
you know
enjoy
about
it.
Shinonome-kun's condition.
And enjoy it I did.
So you should already understand. The symptoms she endures come from that
So
poison.
good, so much fun.
Their nanomachines are infected. They're beyond saving. But even with all their sacrifices, they cannot stop the D-Force's attack.
Kami, thank you so much for that tip. Thanks for the Automata video. Thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for the tip. It really helps me out. It is such a pleasure. I love it when I can recap games, because sometimes I often don't choose the recaps I do. And let's just be real, some of the recaps in games, I'm not the biggest fans of. Sometimes they turn me into fans, but this is one of those where revisiting that game the second time was even better. Playing it the first time was okay. Playing it the second time was even better. Because then, oh my god, there's so many things. I know we're playing 13 Sentinels, but I want to talk about Nier.
You keep talking about
There's-
these D guys.
There are so many things I
not
had to
like bring
cut
back a
out
kaiju,
that are
right?
such brilliant notes
A
about what
living
happens
apocalypse.
left, or foreshadowing.
Future.
The writing is
Crimson
so
time
clever.
to destroy us.
Like, one of my favorite side quests was
comes
Yorha
down to
Betrayers,
15
where 9S and
teenagers.
2B are to kill a bunch of
Commanders
android
of the
betrayers.
D-Forces.
And of course, they find out that they were framed for a crime they didn't commit, but they still killed him, and 9S is really upset. He's also kind of curious, how is 2B able to A, take on all these other B units so easily and kill them unimpeded? She doesn't need special permission,
this
and he
weird shit
questions
coming
that.
from?
There are other clues
Who
too,
even are you?
like when an enemy's hiding or passed with
Doesn't
A2,
matter anymore.
all the A2 development stuff I had to cut out, and it broke my heart because some of it was so good.
It was never the kaiju.
The side development stuff with the operators, had to cut
True
all that
blot
out.
on this world
Oh, there's so much good stuff I
always
had to
the
cut. That's why I tell
D-Force's
people,
creator.
this is one of the few
It's
times the
us.
recap is as great as it
Mankind
is,
was
as
the
much as I
cancer
like it,
all along.
still in my opinion doesn't do the game justice. It does such a good job. Please play that game. It is so good. Talking about Nier? Yep, that I am, Shadows. I'm talking about it more freely.
I got through. Can you hear me?
I didn't hear any of that conversation just now because I was too busy gushing about Nier.
I found Ryoko Shinonome.
There was a whole part I had that recapped the recap of what really went down with Project Gestalt. Once you get all the files, I had to cut all that out.
A guy named Sekigahara was knocked out too.
Oof.
That got anything to do with your kitty?
I think I get what's
JQ,
going on here.
how's it going tonight?
But those
Jax,
two
welcome
don't
in.
match up with my information. It's
Hey, Umbre,
definitely
change your
someone
name.
else.
All of a sudden.
When you see this key,
Kenny, thank you so much for
no
jumping
matter
in.
what it looks like,
Hope you guys are all having a great
know
evening.
it's the key.
What's going on in that train? Something's not right there. When I'm inside the train, things
Yeah, there were
always seem
so
messed
many.
up.
So when it comes to side quests, this is one of the reasons why I would give Nier Automata an A- on my rating scale. As excellent as it is,
Everywhere.
some of the soft points are there's like over 60 side quests. Like 40 something of them are really dumb lame quests. They're just straight up fetch quests. They don't affect anything. They're very straightforward, dull and boring. They're lazy quests. They're like, go find 30 perfect screws. You know, go over here and fight this way for this one fight. It's dumb. Hey, we got victims of poison. Sweet. Now we finally get our boy. Oh, we actually unlock her too. So we unlock 2 people. But we get Takatoshi. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. But there are about a dozen or so quests that when you do them are so good with supporting lore that's interesting. And if you know me, you know I don't like most lore. I don't like most lore in almost every game. A lot of it runs the same, a lot of it isn't super interesting unless you just absolutely love that game, and a lot of it's a distraction from the actual story. But in Nier's case, a lot of it really helps the supporting cases, and if anything, helps add investment to the characters, so when the tragic things happen to them, you feel more for it. It's a very bittersweet pursuit, but I think it adds all the more for it. Arya, thank you so much for jumping in. Julian. Xeon, how's it going? Xeon is going great because we just finally unlocked Takatoshi and we got Kyoko as well. So let's do both of their prologues and see if that gets us to 30% so we can resume battles. Oh, you're Jatron? Okay. When people's names don't show up, I have to remember things. And I'm not the best with names and
This
faces.
is it, alright. Though, it's a far cry from the school I remember.
People have asked, and I'll say it again, yes, I will recap Nier Replicant when it comes out in April.
Now, I don't know if he's here or not, still. I should go around the back. Keep a low profile.
Because Nier Automata retcons a lot of continuity between the 2 games, and that's continuity I did not elaborate on in the first recap of Nier Gestalt.
This building had just
So
been
I want to go
finished
back
when
and
I knew it.
retcon the retcons in with
Now,
Nier Replicant.
Well, it's certainly seen better days. So he was just playing the part of Kiriko Doji. I don't know what he's up to. But if I help him, I can save our homeland
Thanks,
from this
Atron.
war.
Thanks for dropping in.
So the Sentinel's a weapon from the future? It's strange to say, but it does make sense. After all, even one of its computers was so far beyond what we knew. It feels like just yesterday. I walked these very halls to pick up Keitaro. And
This guy's got a husky
4
voice. He really
decades have
does,
passed
doesn't
in
he?
a blink of an eye, like a fairy tale. And this young lady would be?
Oh, that's Kiriko-chan. She came to us from Tokyo. I'm Kiriko Doji.
Why, miss, you're stunning. My name is Takatoshi Hijiyama. I'm going to remember this day forever. Because it was the day you came into my life.
Okay, at first I thought, is he saying it to her
You're
face?
a
That's kind of
funny
creepy.
guy. But you seem pretty incredible yourself, Takatoshi-san.
No. I don't know about that.
So what's got you all bashful and smiley in here?
Kiriko-san. I mean, Okino.
You really are a funny guy.
And you're still wearing girls' clothes just to bother me.
You could have just taken a nap at my place. I didn't think you'd come running after
So
me.
is this like a visual novel turn-based strategy
I'm
or
not about to
something?
let you get away
It's
from
pretty
me.
much it. It's
I
little
showed
from
you my
column A, little
hideout.
from column B there.
Why bother trying to run now? Still don't trust me, huh?
Dama, hey, how's it going? Hope you're having a great Monday. I know we don't normally stream on Mondays, but I do like to have a stream on days where I premiere, so that way I can talk about the recap. It's almost like having a deep cut without me talking about the game itself, and answer any questions people may have.
I want to know everything about what you're trying to accomplish.
I see. Well, fair enough. The question is, are you even going to believe me?
I've already learned for myself that time travel is real.
You
At
gotta
this
start
point,
believing in
nothing
fairy
surprises me
tales.
anymore.
You're in one.
No more secrets. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to stop the apocalypse. A force is already on its way here to destroy the world. And they've got more numbers on their side than we'll ever have.
I will say though, if you're the type of person who wants your narratives to end in a
I'm
very
not really
nice
concerned
Disney
with
way,
what they are.
don't play Nier.
What I
Don't
wanna
play
know is,
any Yoko Taro
why are
games
they
actually.
coming?
Because one of the things I like that he does, though you have to take it in doses, is he likes enjoying, exposing a lot of the very cruel truths to the actions we do. Such as, oh, we enjoy rampant violence. How can we examine that that's actually not really normal? Even when it's a superpowered tale and you're a one-man army, you're actually kind of a monster when you think about it. Or hey, what does it really mean to define what living life is? Or hey, what do goals actually mean to people? What does the meaning of life mean to things that are just discovered it? Like, what does it mean for different people? What are the emotions that we're willing to stand by? What are the things we're willing to kill for? What are the lines in the sand drawn? It asks a lot of questions that really, force you to think. And a lot of people don't necessarily want to think. They want to be comfortable, play a game, especially when they can do so in the comfort of an echo chamber, so they can... Like, this is actually going to segue into recent events where people are starting to bash people for the early release reviews of Cyberpunk. I haven't watched any early reviews, because I'm just going to get the game in a couple days like everyone else. However,
The answer
that is
is in
stupid to
something
attack a
called the
reviewer.
decode.
I don't know what some of the
Well, let me
arguments
try
is,
and
but from
break
what
this
I've
down
heard,
for
they're
you.
like, you couldn't have played all 300
There are other
hours of it. This
humans
isn't a
with
complete review,
modifications
or
like you and
you didn't
Neo
give this
could.
thing a perfect score, the
they're
usual
beaming out these
nonsense.
signals
Or
calling
for some
the
strange reason,
destroyers
people
here.
think it's literally
they
biologically,
have no
scientifically
idea.
impossible to enjoy a video game unless every reviewer on the internet agrees with their opinion and evaluation. It's a weird sense of selfish entitlement. It's the same nonsense we have with every big game that comes out that has a lot of hype around it. Just play the game. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. Who cares what another review opinion is? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Just play your game.
This other threat
But yeah,
you
some
said the
people,
Sentinels were meant to
They
fight.
they don't want to think about it.
Are
They
you
want to
saying
play the
it's
game.
them?
They only want to be
These
surrounded by people that
destroyers?
also think the same way about
They're
their
a
game. They don't
huge
want to hear
threat,
dissenting
alright.
opinions. They don't want to be challenged on the way
And
they're
these
playing or
people
what they're
with
thinking.
modifications
They don't
like
want to
me,
be thinking
they're
too hard about
calling them
the
here.
substance they're playing. They just want to,
But weren't those
turn
implants
their
only
brain
added so we
off
could
and enjoy
pilot the
something.
Sentinels in the first place?
on one hand, that's
Well,
their
I made the
business.
Sentinels,
On the other
sure.
hand, you shouldn't resent others
But
for
I'm not
challenging
the
you.
one who modified all of
That's
you.
just insecure. But my
There's
zeitgeist,
too
I
many
mean, you're not
unknowns
wrong.
with the interlocutor.
That's exactly it.
That's what I'm
So many
looking
people are
into.
just gears in the machine, and they hate it when people, especially me, because I love provoking that sort of stuff, love to just throw a spoke in the middle of those gears and really grind them. It's not popular, never is, but oh boy, is it entertaining.
So this inner Lossiter...
It's like a little network of tiny machines. It has to be implanted into your body.
So one thing I do also actually have to point out that I'm not satisfied with how the video came out. So Nier Automata has a lot of motion blur. And I took off the motion blur. There's actually a motion blur chip installed on your character to have more motion blur. And I took that out, and it still looks a little blurry. When I'm looking at the footage in the video, I'm like, oh man, this looks blurry. And there's actually even more motion blur to it. When you're playing it, the motion blur to me at least doesn't bother me. But when I look at a video of it, the motion blur seems worse than it is. So I just want to kind of convey that it may look blurry, and there's a lot of motion blur in the game specifically. So hopefully it didn't bother anybody.
So what do you want me to do now?
Have a good night, Umbra. I know you said you didn't want
Everybody's
to
in
watch too
class
much of
right
this,
now.
so that way you can enjoy the game
You'll
yourself.
stick out if you're on
I
school
respect
grounds. We can't have you
Takatoshi's
wandering
VA
around
is the
where
same as
staff can see
kanji?
you.
Oh, is it really?
It'd definitely be a liability for me, at least.
Hey,
There'll
Jala.
be more of a
How's it
crowd
going?
when lunch period rolls around.
Do you recommend this game? Seems to be getting a lot of
Until then,
attention
you
lately,
should hang out here.
and the game is becoming hard to find. A lot of these games are limited release, so that's why when it came out, I bought it day one, because I knew it was going to be limited release. It's like Nippon Ichi games. If you ever played any Nippon Ichi games, you gotta get them when you see them, because they make very limited supplies of them. They make like 100,000 copies, because they don't expect to sell that much. It's okay.
Still no sign of him.
This was on sale for I think half off during Black Friday, so it may be a bit challenging to get it. If you like visual novels, and you like anime, and you like real-time strategy, then you'll like this game. That's very specific. I'm enjoying it, I'm liking it, but I can't broadly recommend this game to everybody. It hits a lot of niches. I like sci-fi, I like mechs. I like how he's always thinking about that yakisoba pan.
Noodles stir-fried in sauce.
Oh, you bought the original release? Nice. Cool. What system did you play Automata on? So I actually played on the Xbox One X. Because it actually looked better than playing on the PS4.
It's quiet. Maybe everyone's... I'm trying to avoid being seen here.
There's a fan patch that fixes
So I'm not
Automata's problems. I
supposed to
believe
go
it. There's probably one that
outside,
turns off
but-
even more of the motion blur. But like I said, when you're playing it and you're in the action, the motion blur is very cool and it looks good. Let's check out the full school just in case we don't miss any clues. Just in case. Alright, looks like we're good. Oh, it's not the same as kanji? Alright, so we need to IMDb this. That's an IMDb check.
Maybe everyone's still in their classes.
Because I was going to say, it doesn't quite sound like kanji, but then again, A is 9S, and he really has a different range here. He doesn't
So
sound
I'm
like
not
9S.
supposed to go outside, but...
You know, some actors have range.
Come on, Takatoshi.
Has this been getting a
can't
lot of
just let
attention from
Okino tell you
people?
what
Who
to
else is
do.
streaming this? I know somebody else
can't
was
wait
saying
any
Nico B,
longer.
but Nico B plays all of the visual novel games, it seems. I do love visual novels.
So basically,
You mean,
but then
really?
Just gonna walk between you guys.
A student's duty should be to focus on their
basically-
studies.
You mean,
This kind of hanky-panky
then
has no
that means
place
the
here.
dream is
He's a pure boy.
Not that that girl wasn't cute, I
so
suppose,
basically,
but clearly she has no eye for men.
but then that means the dream is
really?
so basically. So basically, but then that means
So there's a branch in his prologue.
the dream is
Let's go to the break area. I know Okino was
I don't have
here
any money.
during an earlier part.
It's not like that. It super is, though.
This game was nominated for Best
think
Story.
so?
I mean, I had this game and I put it on my backlog, but you're right. When I saw it nominated for Best Story at the Game Awards, I, and apparently a lot of people, all of a sudden our ears perked up. We're like, excuse me, Best Story? I'm interested. Go on. Man, this goal falls for every guy.
Did you see him? That boy was so cool. Was he? Does he even go to our school, though? Oh, please.
I like it's like, was it? Was he really? Just walked by.
There. That has to be... I can't let myself get spotted now. Okino would probably never let me hear the end of it.
Oh, okay. So all roads lead to Rome, I guess. Maybe we go to the break area now. Nope. Game Awards is in 3 days. While I love debating who wins and who doesn't win, that's just for fun. For me, the thing
You the one?
I like the most
Said you'd be waiting here
is
around
all the
now.
new trailers and stuff, because this is the middle of the
stuffed the
year
letter in
between
my
the
shoe locker,
E3s,
right?
and Jeff Keighley has all the connections.
Yes.
So at his show, every single
she's
year for the
cute.
last few years, we've been
Okay,
getting
so,
really good
what's
reviews,
this about?
reviews and premieres, reviewers.
I
A lot of good
like
premieres and
you.
reviews, or previews,
Seriously?
previews and premieres.
You?
It's almost like an
Me?
off E3.
Yes.
Kisaragi's bullshit was starting to get to me. Maybe I'm kind of a stud after all.
What? No! Kiriko-san! That rat bastard! You don't go for another fella's girl!
I would love to see an SMT5 gameplay trailer. I would like to see an SMT5 release date trailer. Let's go with that. That game's been announced for 3 years. Oh my god, we've got like, what, 2 trailers and a teaser? Oh my god.
Huh?
Come on,
What's
guys.
your problem?
Come on.
Hey! Put him up!
Hold on.
He didn't even get the chance to put him
Oh,
up.
jeez.
Did I just...
I can't believe you, Hijiyama-kun.
This is...
Yeah, Tales of Arise. Tales of Arise I was expecting to see at
Don't
E3.
tell me.
And Bandai Namco didn't
were
want to talk about
jealous.
anything. They just talked about, here's new characters for Dragon Ball Fighters. And here's some DLC for Legacy, or not Legacy Goku, but whatever the Goku base game that came out in January was. Kakarot. Here's some
I'm
Naruto
sorry
stuff.
for hitting him.
Here's some stuff for Jump Force,
You
a
can
game we're still supporting, even though I
whoever
don't
you
think
like.
people like that
It's none of
game.
my business.
I don't know, I'm
Where's
sure
this
there are people that
coming
like Jump
from?
Force. Jump Force is a
You
good
think
idea, but I
like
think
him
not
just
very good
'cause he's a
execution.
guy? Actually, you couldn't have picked a better time. This works. Nenji Ogata secured, despite complications. Now, help me get him into the old school building.
False pretenses or not, that confession really got to him. Even knocked out, he's still blushing. I almost feel bad for him. Destroyers. So he's implanted with the same technology as me? He's going to destroy the world?
He's sending signals to the things that will. At least I thought he was. Something's off. Nenji Ogata here is not transmitting any kind of command signal. Looks like the decode signature has been changed. That's bad. Now I'm gonna have to check everyone's individual codes.
And yet he was still authorized for
More
that
work I
machine in the
don't
future.
need.
Namco's having a Tales 25th anniversary livestream on the 15th. Okay, then they better show something. Come on, guys. We've gotten just one trailer for Tales of Arise.
So the Sentinel's a weapon from the future? It's strange to say,
But let's
but
see. Fingers
it
crossed.
does make sense.
Fingers crossed. There's a
After
lot of
all,
RPGs that are
even
just
one
kind of
of its
hanging out.
computers was so far beyond
I
what
feel
we
we're gonna
know.
have a. If 2021, if things look better, it might be a very strong year for RPGs. This year, not a great year for RPGs. We had some good ones, but not a lot of RPGs. A lot of okay ones, but not a lot of bangers. It's been a rough year for RPGs. Not necessarily a rough year for games. There's been a lot of good games this year, but it's been a rough year for RPGs. This is a very low RPG year, but a lot of RPGs in the wings.
Don't we have the Sentinels? You said you created them to save us all.
That's right. But we've already thrown 19 Sentinels at them and lost. We need a bigger game changer than 1 or 2 Sentinels. That alone's not gonna make a difference.
Yeah, Tails and Trails.
You
It's
did
very
your
easy to get
homework on the
confused,
Pacific
but the
War.
good way to
You
remember
get it,
that
right?
is that Tails is good and
When you're
Trails
up
is
against
bad.
numbers like these,
I'm just kidding, just
what can
kidding,
you
just
do?
kidding. Just kidding.
The Sentinels are meant to be a last line of defense.
There's like I think almost 40 games in
There,
the Trails series.
we've got a clue.
Or rather the Legend of Heroes series.
But
Or
I
perhaps it's
can't
better to say
access
the
it from
Dragon
this
Slayer
side.
series.
he might be the only one who can.
But they only
So,
cherry pick a few to come over here
where does that
stateside.
leave
What else
us?
is new? Whoa.
Morning, Hijiyama-kun.
Okino. What's going on?
I looked at Nenji Ogata. He didn't have anything for me. But I took a look at your code. And I have to say, it's been very thought-provoking.
Untie me this instant, or I swear, I'll...
One thing that both those games have in common, both those series, Tales and Trails, is both of them have a cast in every single game that is just soaked, fried, and then soaked again in absolute pure concentrate anime character tropes. Both of them have casts of character tropes. They both shamelessly do. The difference is that it doesn't necessarily end there. What the difference is how they present them. In some games, they present and utilize them in much more interesting ways, such as either perpetuating character arcs, or perhaps subverting expectations, or using the trope as a starting point, and then we see character development, which to me is the most rewarding one. But I would say Trails does a less effective job more often than not than Tales does of doing that. A lot of the characters start the game the same way they end the game. There's very little development. They usually enrich the relationships between the characters, but the characters themselves don't really change. And I prefer dynamic versus static characters. Also, there's a ladder in the back of this room. I think that's a step ladder. Be quiet. Nobody asked you.
Why are you getting so worked up now? This isn't all that different from the old days in the factory lab. Just the two of us, enjoying some quality time, right?
What?
Yeah, a lot of people when they say JRPGs, I think they're using the word. I think these days the term JRPG, I don't like it because it's basically slang. It doesn't actually mean any preconceived notion of conventions. It doesn't. because the RPGs that come from Japan, aka Japanese RPGs, also known as JRPGs, are so widespread. Like, this is a JRPG. When somebody's like, oh, I recommend me good at JRPG, 13 Sentinels, they're like, what the heck is this format and this story? I told you to give me a JRPG. I mean, this is a JRPG. What were you expecting? Oh, you were using a word that has no actual defined meaning, so really you're not going to get any specifically defined answer, and that upsets you. I think what you mean to say is, I want a game that has anime characters as its cast. And I'm not saying the whole anime tropes thing as a bad thing. If you like it, you like it. It's okay. It's just everybody has different tastes. Some people don't like any anime with their RPGs. They strictly do not like that. That is okay. They will not have green eggs and ham. You cannot make them, Sam I Am.
Even if that's partially true, things are different now. Untie me.
Because Tales
before I
tries
really
different
get
things in
angry.
a lot of its games on
Well,
the
that's
ways they
weird.
mix up their
You
characters.
sound like you're mad, but these numbers don't lie.
The way that most
You're actually
Trails
kind of
games
enjoying
do it
this,
is they
aren't
focus
you?
on a couple of characters, like
Being
2 or
all
3,
tied
and those are
up at
the
the
main
mercy of
people
your
basically,
crush.
and everyone else is just
You're
revolves
such a
around them.
perv, Hijiyama-kun.
It's not that one's bad or good, it's just a choice on how you develop and choose how you tell the
Toying
story.
with me.
Well, why don't we see what's really in your heart?
What the?
I will say this though, I love Tales'
you really can't
battle
stop
systems.
thinking about me, huh?
Don't be ridiculous.
I get it. You're lying to yourself. All to protect your self-image, right? But you can hide all you want. Your physical data gives it away.
Notice that the Trails series has been trending towards anime tropes and fan service lately. Same
Fine.
thing has been going on with
Why don't we
Xenoblade.
take a deeper look?
Xenoblade is
Stop.
Wow,
interesting.
This really says
Xenoblade is a very, in my opinion, bloated series.
Stop, please.
It's good in a lot of ways, but it hurts itself with the amount of bloat that it has, both in the way it chooses to tell its story and the way it chooses to flesh out its world. Now, there's a ton of things to love about Xenoblade. A ton of things to love about Xenoblade. Xenoblade overall, I'd say, is still a good series. Sub-series. But it has a lot of fat. It chews the fat a lot. And again, you have to have an acquired taste for anime to enjoy it. Alright, let's go through Yoko real
Of
fast.
course.
And I think this should put it off. Xenoblade only has 3 games. That's cool. Xenogears only has 1 game. 20-year
Mr.
burn.
Ida,
Shinonome-kun.
I have a question regarding what we talked about today.
But hey, the fact that it has
Answer it
3
for me?
games is still pretty good. Even if they play pretty fast and loose between the links between them. All 3 games are connected? Yeah, I know. They, like I said, they play fast and loose, but the connections are there.
Mr. Ida?
I thought I had made myself clear. You are to avoid contact with me while at school. I will make an exception this once. What is your question?
It's about your feelings, Mr. Ida. You said I was special.
Oh, she likes her
You are
teacher.
Special.
The thing is, I felt it too. The moment you arrived. I knew you'd be special. That something might happen between us. Mr. Ida, the substitute teacher. He's here to fill in while our teacher is on maternity leave.
Xenogears is
Come to find he's
0.875
quite
games. That is a very
mysterious
fair thing to say.
And comes with his own set of secrets.
Hey, look at it this way. If you like visual novels, you get a lot of that with Xenogears too. Haha, silver lining.
Mr. Ida, I've never...
That's what I tell
I've
people
never
about
felt this
Bioshock
way
1. People
before.
say, what's your favorite Bioshock?
Just
I like the
thinking
first
about
2/3
you
of
makes
Bioshock
me-
1. What do I mean by
I have
that?
already
Because I think the
explained to you
game
what my
entirely,
position
both
is.
story and gameplay-wise,
While you are
goes
important to
downhill
me.
the moment you kill Andrew Ryan.
To all of us.
It goes downhill fast.
You and the rest of those chosen as pilots. Your well-being is of the utmost importance. to
Because
the
all you
mission.
do is you do a stupid fetch
do
quest,
understand
to do
what
a
I'm
stupid
saying,
escort
don't you?
quest, to do a
Please
very
don't
bad
cause
boss
any
battle.
trouble
That's
for
what you
me,
do after you kill Andrew Ryan.
Shinonome-kun.
The game just stops caring. It's like they only wrote up to that point.
It is true you are quite exceptional, Shinonome-kun.
Do I love that game? I love the first
Your
two-thirds.
intelligence and adaptability are above average.
Second one was okay.
And your
It wasn't
piloting
necessary, but it
technique
was
is
still
more than
fun.
sufficient.
Third one, I wanted to
With you
like,
on our side,
but
you
I
stand a
can't love
real
Bioshock
chance.
Infinite. It's just too
But
stupid.
you must be fully committed to the
And it tries to
cause.
take itself so seriously.
To
And it tries to
achieve
think it's so
victory,
deep.
One must prepare with a full heart and great tenacity.
JRPG is an RPG developed in Japan. I think that's the safest way of just saying it. People want to use it as slang, but if you just drag it back to its core thing, it can get away with it. It's an RPG made in Japan. Just keep it simple. But then you get into the argument of what's an RPG. Whatever. It's a gray area term. Because it's not... People want to... So many of the conventions we have are based on established mechanics like platformers, side-scrollers, first-person shooter, third-person shooter, MMO, Battle Royale. Like, all those are conventions. Even Metroid. Even arguably Dark Souls. As much as people hate that slang term, that is still a definition that suggests, or rather enforces, expects certain, conventions to be done with its mechanics and the way it's told and the way it's presented. However, when you say RPG, that doesn't define anything. And so you get so many people with so many interpretations of what that means because the term itself is a trap. It's a nebulous term. It's ambiguous on purpose.
The internet has been talking of nothing but what
I
happened
have a
last
take on
week.
it, but nobody agrees with
A
it.
group of invaders had come ashore. Their attack held back by a mysterious robot. Mr. Ida,
Wait, what was the reference she was
is
just
your only
talking about?
desire to put me inside one of those things?
If
This is
we
like the
don't
what is
defend
anime
against the
debate?
attacks on this city,
Yeah,
it
I
is no
suppose.
exaggeration when I say that the world will be destroyed. We succeeded in defeating them in the first battle. By ensuring that they were unable to reach the heart of the city, we were able to minimize the damage that was done.
To me, so many people
But the
argue about
invasion
what
is just
subgenre a
beginning.
game is more than I think
That
about the
attack
quality
is
of what
nothing
actually is in
compared
that
to
game
what's
itself. I
coming.
don't care about how you want to classify this game. The people who argue roguelites versus roguelites to me are just love wasting their time. They are hamsters running in wheels. They go nowhere, but they think they're running as fast as they can. They think they're talking about somebody, they're talking about nothing.
Akun,
Shouldn't we just talk about how well
Weren't
it
you the one that
implements
said not to
adventuring, how
contact you?
well it implements puzzles,
What do you
how
want
well
with
it
Ryoko
implements its
Senpai?
randomness, how well it introduces
Haruku.
and balances the risk and
Stop,
reward? Isn't that the whole
Akun.
reason we're playing these things?
I'm the one who has
That's
to
more
talk
interesting to
him.
me to talk about.
Senpai.
That is true.
Who's your favorite champion in Breath of the Wild?
Nevertheless, we're drawing attention to ourselves.
I want to be
I'm
cheeky
leaving.
and say Link,
Wait,
but would you hate that answer?
I'll do it. If it's what you want, then I'll fight.
Are you certain?
Yes, I've made up my mind.
Then we will meet after school. I'll
Is
give you
Wizard of
more
Oz
details
isekai?
then.
You know, I literally never thought
Wait.
about that.
I'm in too.
You will fight as well.
Yeah. I'll do it. I'll go with Ryoko Senpai.
That is excellent news. Then I will see you after school as well.
Are you sure about this?
I am.
Ryoko.
What is a strand game? You know? Things like that. Very stupid, useless discussions that people think are thought-provoking and somehow relevant.
Area B2, Matsuyuki Cho secured.
Area D7. 23 remain in the 7th wave.
Number 14 has secured a path. Just a little more. Don't stop. You're almost there.
Oh, Metroidvania, I will tell you, is a term I do not use
Number
in
14
series
is taking
context.
damage.
Because Metroidvania itself is another term that's very slang related. Especially since what people think about it, because the part I take the biggest umbrance with is not the Metroid part. Metroid does have a formula it sticks to in pretty much all of its main games. Castlevania, however, is not. Because when people say Castlevania, they're talking about the Egavanias. They're not talking about Castlevanias. There's Castlevanias and then there's Egavanias. And those are two completely different types of games. And so I don't like it when people are trying to pretend Castlevania never happened and take that term and apply it to the Egavania. I don't like that. Especially since I personally think the Castlevanias are all better than Egavanias. I don't prefer. Some people, Travis is like, what? Symphony of the Night's the best Castlevania? No, you shut your mouth. I have no problem with you liking it. It's a fun game. But that is not a Castlevania. It is an Egavania.
Our position has become critical.
What's going on? My head. It's throbbing.
Yes,
Both Sentinels
Jatron, you said it right. It's just more accurate to call them Metroid games. Don't call them Metroidvanias, they are Metroid games. The whole concept of exploring a giant interconnected map and using different abilities and found equipment to unlock further parts of those maps, that's Metroid. It did it best, it did it the most iconic way, and everyone that copies afterwards is fine. Oh, but it adds RPG mechanics. Everybody adds RPG mechanics. Madden Football has RPG mechanics. It doesn't make it a Metroidvania.
Use the force transmit code on all units.
But we don't have
You
time
can see
to
I feel
adjust the
strongly
settings.
about this.
Do it as is.
People are dying on the screen in front of me and I'm talking about Egavanias.
Shut off that day. But we'll have no idea where they go.
The pilots' lives are the
A new Trauma
priority.
Center game? Honestly, I think the world's ready for a new Trauma Center game. I hope that we get the Ace Attorney collection released stateside, all of them. Not just the first 4, or even the first 3. I want all of them.
Number 14 has completed transmission. No response from the others.
Let me drink some water really quick.
How did this happen?
The Kaiju are almost here. We need to go. We can figure out the reason afterward.
I was able to access the autonomous type number 8. We can buy time with that. You two, head for the gate.
I guess Link counts, but it doesn't because he's more the Hero of Light. Is he termed the Hero of Light
Hurry.
in
I'd
Breath of the
rather not
Wild?
die
If,
than meaningless
does he?
death.
Does he have that title?
Miss
I don't remember him
Moira,
being called Hero of Light.
need
Is that
to
what they
go.
called him? Maybe they talk about that more in Age of Calamity, which I haven't played yet. I'm waiting for my copy to come. The Miles Edgeworth games, don't sleep on those. The Miles Edgeworth games are actually really good. I thought the Ace Attorney versus, what's his name, Professor Layton, I thought that was okay. Had good music though. Like, it had much more of an emphasis on story than the actual game mechanics. An interesting choice.
Mr. Ida.
The fans call
he
me
stayed
Hero of
on
the Wild.
battlefield
I'm not
to the
calling him
very
that.
end.
That just sounds
So we
silly.
could escape.
Well, not every Link has to have a title. That's what makes the Links interesting. Is that a lot of them are pretty different with their motivations,
This must be
their
his hideout.
family. Like, yeah, people's like, he has a family. He has a lot of
426
family in
is a
half the
dangerous
games.
criminal.
An
It'd be
uncle
foolish to
here,
go
a
in
grandma
unarmed.
there, a sister there.
Remember
you know.
what Mr. Ida said.
He's got a mom and
To
dad in the
achieve
first
victory,
Zelda. People don't know that, but he
One must
does.
prepare with great tenacity.
So it's like, he's not a little orphan.
A gun made in the 2100s. If it comes down to it, I'll use this on him.
Do you have a set schedule for streaming? Says Jacob. I like to chat in these conversations. Sorry if I missed it somewhere. Actually, I do have a set schedule. It's Sunday and Tuesday evenings, starting at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, so that would be 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, I don't know where you can post that on YouTube. Like, where can you actually post that to where it's convenient for people? Maybe I should put it in the description. Come to think of it, I should just use the description for that. Just post the stream schedule. Occasionally, I will stream on a Monday, and occasionally I will stream on a Wednesday. If I feel like I need to get more streams out, I will stream on a Wednesday. I'm streaming today because I also like to stream. Again, all these exceptions. I don't expect you to memorize this. It is right after a premiere. I love, like, to me, when a premiere happens, it's just dopamine exploding in my head. I feel so good. I feel such relief. It feels so good. I'm having a good day. I get armor against all the negative BS that happens in a day. I can't flinch for 24 hours. I get a morale buff, I get +2 to my charisma. It's great.
I've got you cornered now, 426. It's time to pay.
What
for
motivated you
you've
to switch to
done.
streaming on YouTube? Because I was dissatisfied with the environment of Twitch and the way Twitch is handling things. It continues to mess up things because they had an 80% increase in traffic this past year, which meant all of a sudden they got too big for their britches. They started saying stuff I didn't like, they started doing stuff I didn't like, and they started treating people ways I didn't like. And I disagree with that, and to me it needs to earn my business back. Until then, I'm over here, and quite frankly, I'm having a ton of fun. And yeah, Shadows, Link pilots the motorcycle Divine Beast, which is the coolest one. I've been saying over and over, but I want all 4 Divine Beasts to combine Voltron style, and then the Master Cycle Zero like flies up and becomes the head. It'd be so cool. In my headcanon, that's true. In my headcanon, I also have Linkle in there.
That's
But we'll
what
see.
he was called when imprisoned in the future.
Is this about the blind playthrough thing? I think that's stupid that I wasn't the straw that broke the back. That is, however, more mounting evidence that it's like, what the hell are they doing over there? That they're focusing on the really stupid things.
He stayed on the battlefield to the very end. All so we could escape.
Maybe you could post a schedule in the community tab. Average viewer, that's a good idea, and I think I'll do that. Can you pin stuff on the community tab? I guess that's a question that I should ask myself. I'll do both. I'll put it in the description, and I will put it in the community tab. It's good input. Thank you for the feedback.
Whatever it is you're trying to do now, I don't care. But I
Jacob,
can't
I just
forgive
warn
for
you,
what you did to Mr. Ida.
depending on my mood, will result in the
Because of
type
you,
of rant and rambling that will happen while I play the game. So it is going to be a mixed bag.
You're still going on about Ida?
If you can tolerate it for long enough, you'll see the patterns. Everybody has patterns, myself included. However, one thing you must know is that I'm always up for an interesting discussion. It doesn't have to be something I like, it doesn't have to be something I dislike. To me, it's much more interesting to exchange ideas and get information. So that's why I like talking about stuff I like as much as I like talking about stuff I don't like. And it's okay, we can have a free environment here. Like some of you have said, I don't like Nier Automata, I hate it, I don't think it's good, I think it's overrated, blah blah blah. That's perfectly cool. It is perfectly cool. Because you know why? That game sold 4.5 million copies, which means for the people that liked it, they got a lot sold. For the people that didn't like it, which is more people did not like that game than the people that liked it. And that's okay, because that's true for almost everything in the world. When you realize that fact, life becomes a lot less stressful in some ways. That there are more people that do not like the things that you like, and that's okay. That's why you shouldn't focus on the negative part of stressing it. That's why the people who argue and stress about the people who don't like the thing they don't like will never win. Because you're always going to be outnumbered 10 to 1. You're the 1 out of 10 person who likes that weird thing. And you need to realize that that's okay. You should focus on finding the other 1 out of 10 people and celebrate it together. You shouldn't only hang out with those 1 out of 10 people, because then you're a bunch of creepy weirdos. However, balance the two. Everything in moderation. And all of this, of course, is my opinion, which means it's no more valid than anyone else's. Welcome to the stream of Money Black Mage.
Shoot me. Go on.
I'm serious. I'll do it. Huh?
The trigger's locked.
Haha, amateur move.
It won't shoot me.
Joke's on you. I'm a doppelganger. Yeah, by the way, anybody who's playing Age of Calamity, I know they said amiibos work on it. Does the Twilight Wolf Link amiibo work with it? Because it worked Breath of the Wild, which is cool, because for the first time since Twilight Princess, ironically, you have 2 Links at the same time, and this time they're fighting together, which is awesome.
I'll take you on myself.
Really? With those injuries?
I go out of my way to find things most people don't like.
What are you doing?
I sometimes do that.
Empty.
I like to bring it up.
Like I thought.
I like to play devil's advocate a
They'll
lot,
wear off
because
soon.
sometimes some people say they like things, but they don't really think about that. And I like to kind of rub those brain cells together. Explore a little bit.
I tried.
So you say you like the color
But I
blue,
couldn't save
but
you.
why do you like the color blue? I don't want to rationalize it. I just want to like things. Why can't I just like things? Why does everything have to be scrutinized? Oh, well, I mean, that's a very defensive way to go about it. But how about we find a more interesting reason why? You might learn something about yourself. Or is that the scary part? And people shouldn't be afraid to say they like certain things. People are too into shaming people. Like, unless you committed a crime, or, in my opinion, you do something that I think is you like it for a stupid reason, or you approach it from an indefensible point, like, it's okay to add inhumane developer crunch on people as long as the game I get is cool. Well, you're an asshole. You know, it's very insensitive for you to say. While I don't think that should justify, if you're going to buy the game anyway, it's fine, but don't come up with BS excuses like that, especially when it's easy to wipe your hands out of the plight of people that you neither know or care about. Because at that point, they're just anonymous strangers. And of course, it's easy to not care about anonymous strangers. But that doesn't make you very interesting either. We are 29%. Alright. I'm going to take a very quick break. And we'll get right back and try to get that 30% so we can get into a battle. Alright, I'm back. Jaytron, the things I like are objectively good, and the things you like are objectively bad. Yep, I love reasonable people like that. I love reasonable people like that. You have to remember, when it comes to the rules and definitions of my own debate game that I'm coming up with, I'm a blue deck player, so I like to ask questions, get information, and use anything you say against you. So when you say nonsensical or hypocritical things, that's my chance to strike. Poke holes in your inconsistencies, make your argument fall on its own weight, things like that. I focus on dealing direct damage as well as mental indirect damage. We have pretty much everyone okay, so let's go with... Let's stick with Ryoko.
Yes.
I believe in counters, I believe in interrupts, I believe in using your own strength against you. It's like word judo in an argument.
Take your time. Do you know where you are?
I love when people's rationale comes in, too. I love it when people are...
Shinonome-san?
I like things. So when I like a thing, it has to be good. Because I don't like bad things. Bad things are bad. So therefore, the good things I like are obviously good for everyone. It's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? Isn't that a saying that supports my bias? So if you like something different, you clearly must be wrong, an enemy, a threat, or somebody who's just too dumb for their own good. Therefore, I should not feel any guilt in correcting you, in educating you, because you like things that I do not like, which means you like bad things, and as somebody who likes good things and is knowledgeable and enlightened, I should convey that wisdom to you. Man, I love people like that. Do you know people like that? I know people like that. The arrogance and the conceit It's just, it drips from their every word. It's like you want to slap the stupid right out of them. And yeah, people need to be okay with discussing the good and bad things, even about the things they like and the things they don't like. It's okay. The world's a big enough place to have different opinions. It's okay.
Do you know what year it is?
19.
If your world is so small and your standards are so low that you are caught up in that mud
He got away from me.
of Reddit,
I won't let him escape
then
next time.
yeah, you deserve to be where you are.
I see. All right. How are you feeling?
My head really hurts.
Maybe I should keep you here for further observation.
At first I thought my eyes were going weird, but I'm like, no, the
internal
screen is
axis
shaking.
needs a bit to readjust.
You're putting too much of a burden on your nervous system. You need to stop shifting.
People need to be okay with guilty
You still have your
pleasures.
pills?
It's okay to like things
Make
that
sure
you
you're taking
know
them.
aren't universally popular, accepted, or even good. You know, as long as it's not something crazy like cannibalism. Or being like a sociopath. But it's okay. It's okay.
I can't go on. My head feels
She's got a logic virus. We need a hacker.
This isn't good. You need to take your pills right now. This isn't good. You need to take...
So we have to continuously
Make me
pop
feel a
pills.
little better.
Pills over here.
Take those when your headaches start to get bad. The medicine is a bit strong. You may experience some temporary side effects.
We're gonna see some weird shit.
But don't worry, your memories will return quickly.
Big Nip, how you doing tonight? I'm doing great. Any night where we post a video, or I post a video, that royal we coming out of me, how conceited, is a good day. I did put it in the afternoon, so hopefully people over in the EU on the far side of the ocean, hopefully you guys appreciated that. I did that out of consideration. I know some people may not have been available, maybe they were working or something.
I need to...
You can't have...
But I need to fix the Sentinels before the invasion begins. You can't stop me. I need to go after him.
It's like Far Cry
I'm
2?
not
No,
trying
it's
to
not a
stop
boring
you.
game, so it's not like Far Cry 2.
You just can't use the gate right now.
That actually is an opinion I actually have. Far Cry 2 to me was just boring. There's some people that think it's the best one, that's fine. I think it was boring. Hey, it's Goto.
The coordinates for shifting through time. They're set in 40-year intervals,
Ah.
so we can't travel freely. The invaders appeared in 2064. They destroyed the world.
Also,
They won't
another thing
stop.
that's stupid and has nothing to do
They're
with
coming
anything,
for us here,
the same
too.
people who like to compartmentalize problems and thinks like one cause for a problem demands one solution and it magically fixes it because the world is very black and white and simple. I love those people when they compartmentalize their problems and oversimplify them to the point of a hashtag. I think that is so dumb. If you do that and you sincerely think there's value behind that, you need to get reality checked.
Are you alright?
That's why any
Who
hashtag
are
campaign is stupid, and is perpetuated by stupid people. You are not bringing awareness.
Morimura,
You are encouraging
are you still
ignorance.
overworking
Because
her?
if you think
I've had no
a whole
choice.
complication of problems, causes, effects, issues, that's not to say that there isn't a problem, but you are not doing something to correct that with a hashtag. You're also not inducing change. If you think throwing a hashtag around induces change, it's not. All you're doing is getting people to be like either rallying with you or against you or somewhere to the side, and you are not addressing the fundamental issue. Hashtag anything is stupid.
Why can't we time travel right now?
The gate has been sealed by someone. I'm looking into it.
The gate is locked. There's only one person who could have done it. It's him. It has to be. 426. The one
Big
that
Nips
set up the
replaying
gates
Final
in the
Fantasy
first
X. I hate the
place.
Chocobo race to the calm. I hate so
stuck
much of
here.
the crap that you had to do in that
In the
game for
past.
grinding to get anything good. Because then when you first grind for the ultimate weapons, you realize, wait a minute, I'm grinding for something that isn't that good, because anything you craft is better than the ultimate weapons, but then to craft anything for those ultimate weapons is such a huge grind. The game has so many good things about it, but the grind you need to actually play it is just stupid. It has an unacceptable amount of grind to get the good stuff. For any high level content in that game, the amount of grind it asks of you is stupid. That is such filler. That is classic filler for any game. Oh, we'll just have these really arbitrarily long gates, or just to make you do these arbitrarily hard fights to arbitrarily make you grind for more. Look how many hours of content you have. That is so bloated.
The source of the disaster that will destroy the world. If we don't capture 426, there's no way we'll be able to withstand the invasion.
Touche, Gideon. To me, if you hashtag like an object or a noun, like hashtag Nier Automata, okay, this. If you use it like AOL keyword search terms, talk about that for dating. Then that's fine. But when people use it to convey a motive, an intent, or a complex gray issue, that's a problem. It should be like, oh man, where's my hashtag glass of water?
It's only a matter of time before 426 makes contact with someone. I need the list of those who are compatible.
You've only ever played that one Blitzball game in Luca? That's unavoidable. See, here's the thing. Actually, that's the one thing I did like, is I did like Blitzball.
I'll see what I can do.
That also was a grind,
no other option.
but it was one I didn't mind because I
don't
enjoyed the
find him,
minigame.
The result will be worse than anything
I played
we
so
imagined.
much Blitzball. And I really
Or
did
would you
love every
rather?
second of it.
I go ask the students, one by one.
It's like Triple Triad.
Fine.
I played Triple
The
Triad
file is on my desk.
constantly.
It isn't everyone, but it does list those who are compatible at this school.
Comedy people perpetuate hashtags on Twitter for brownie points if it makes them feel good without actually doing any work. You nailed it on the head. That is exactly what it is. It's people scorekeeping on this nonsense internet clout game where they think they're earning points just for adding hashtags, being like, look at me, I'm quote-unquote through this very small lens and filter, and you can't actually confirm anything that I'm saying on the internet because it's the internet, and I literally have nothing nothing corroborating my statement, but I'm going to add this hashtag to show that I, from whatever desire and view you want to take away from it, whatever way you want to take away from it that makes me look good, that's the way you should interpret it. They use it for stupid internet brownie points. That is exactly what it is. It's a dumb game. It is such a dumb game. Now, to be fair, life is a game. It's a game where none of us get out alive. But didn't we learn today that it's not where you come from and it's not how it ends? It's the embarrassment and the suffering in between that counts.
So this is it. The plan to gather all the compatible ones. 4 girls, including myself. Wait, only girls?
We're counting on you.
Fuyusaka and Kisaragi, Class 1B. Yakushiji in 1C.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII also has
All the
an
compatible girls are
inexcusable
first years.
amount of grind. It is bloated for stupid reasons. That is one of the things I loved about
Files are only
Remake, is
for
that
the
it really
girls.
took out
That's
pretty
all
much
we
all
have
the
here.
grind. You don't have to grind for anything. You don't have to
Kuna's
grind for
information on
levels.
the
You don't have to
boys.
grind for materia. You don't have to
You can
grind for
consult with him.
gold. You don't have to grind for AP. It all comes naturally through playing the game the once or twice if you want to playthrough for the hard mode. It all comes naturally through gameplay. It's so well paced. I've always said, and I will continue to say, if you have to have grinding that makes you stop the game, makes you stop doing the thing that's fun, just so you can do some nonsense side activity to get you back on the main track, that sort of grinding is just bad pacing. That is just another way of saying this game is badly paced. And that's true for any game, no matter the genre. I have to stop doing the fun things and do the not fun things just to go back and do the fun things. That's not good design. You are stretching out gameplay length.
I don't have the list. Therefore, I don't know. Renya Goto has the information I need.
Dorkun, life is the hardest game I'm ever going to play. It's hard. Some people try to speedrun it. I don't recommend that. But, you know, everybody is allowed to play however they want. It's a completely open world. It's truly an open world. If you go out there, there's no load times or anything.
If I get any information on him, I'll let you know immediately.
Jaytron, I love grinding in Dragon Quest. Hey, if that's what, if the grinding in there is fun for you, it's all good. Then you're having fun with it. There are some people that love this stupid open world grinds that are becoming more common these days.
And you are?
I think it's bad pacing. To them, they love it. That to them, that is gameplay content.
you.
That is the good stuff.
I've been assigned to offer you support.
Some people eat the gross fillings that are inside store-bought turkeys, and you're not supposed to, because that's where all the guts and nasty crap is. But some people think you're supposed to eat it and they think it tastes good, so you know what, whatever.
Tell me who the compatible boys are.
Certainly. But there's something I'd like
Like,
to ask you
when I
first.
say grind, like I said, if the grind is the fun part, like Monster Hunter.
Why do you
I
hate
love Monster
426
Hunter.
so much?
Monster Hunter is a grindy game.
you serious?
However, the way you grind
fate
in
of the
Monster
world is
Hunter
at
is by
stake.
hunting monsters,
Even
which is the
so,
whole point of the game to begin
I
with.
sense your
So the
hatred
grind
stems from
is the
something else.
gameplay, and therefore is the fun part of the game. So, it's okay in that case, because it was deliberately designed that way. You know, you gotta take things in context.
Because he ruined the Sentinels. Because he destroyed my home. That thing deserves no sympathy. 426 is not human. He's an AI created in the future. And now, he calls himself A Sekigahara.
Oh,
I don't have the list. Therefore, I don't know. Renya Goto has the information I need. A picture of 426. He calls himself A Sekigahara now. But he's gone into hiding. The one that ruined the Sentinels. The disaster that will destroy the world. If we don't capture 426, there's no way we'll be able to withstand the invasion. I don't have the list.
I see.
Tell me who the compatible boys are. 426 could try and contact one of them. Or maybe he already has.
According to the clock on the wall, it is time for lunch.
Ryan, I'm really
There should be in the
curious on your
cafeteria
opinion of the
now.
Final Fantasy XII grinding for both
Let's
the
go.
PS2 versus Zodiac Edition version. So here's the thing, I actually never played the Zodiac Edition. I bought the copy when it came out, but I played it completely on the PS2 days. We'll follow him. He's the last person we need to unlock. Maybe this will help. So it's gonna be a while because it's been a while since I played Final Fantasy XII, but I did everything. All the Huns, including Yzmat, did everything for the guild, unlocked all the nonsense, filled out all the license boards, which I don't think is a very good system. But I did everything. I can't remember it being super fun, but that was in those days where I had a lot more time to waste, and so perhaps that helped assuage it.
I don't have the list. So, where are the compatible ones?
I don't see any from here.
Huh? Shinonome-senpai.
Good timing. We were just looking for you.
Fuyusaka and Kisaragi. Class 1B. Yakushiji.
Completely done with open world games after Witcher 3.
No.
Witcher 3 was fun though. A lot of the
I need to
side
focus on the
quests
boys first.
are really good in Witcher 3. They're as good as other games' main quests.
My head.
Witcher 3 has good side quests. However, Witcher 3 does have a lot of nonsense collections.
A picture
Oops,
of he
wrong one.
calls himself
I need
if we
pills.
don't. This should make me feel a little better.
I wonder if you can overdose.
That's Shu Amiguchi. He's one of them.
But the good news about 12 is that one of the things I loved about it is that it rewarded planning, preparation, and execution. You would throw yourself at somebody, they would beat you down, you could redo your gambits, you could refix people, you can slot out their AIs. I love that level of control. It was so cool. I really like the Gambit system. I thought it was super cool. And I really like that level of control, and the constant way it was challenging you to explore different tactics. You couldn't get by with 12 doing one thing. And if you worked hard to, to use certain exploits, then that's okay, because it's rewarding your clever ingenuity. It's rewarding you having a plan and a strategy and executing it properly. It was one of those games that you can't just throw yourself at a monster and go swinging and think you can button mash your way through. That's not how it works. Yes, it was a single-player MMO, but it still did a great job of encapsulating what made that sort of planning and preparation that goes with building up your actual MMO characters and sort of mini-guild in 12. I really liked that.
Talking to me in front of other people?
What is this strange feeling? When I see him talking to another girl, my chest feels so tight.
I thought she loved the teacher.
It feels like I'm jealous.
Why does she care about Shu? Did I miss that?
About him? That's ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying.
There's no way. Shu Amiguchi. I get a strange feeling when I think about him.
Xeon Monster Hunter is the only grind I can tolerate. I'm kind of the same way, though I would have to say Destiny 2 is another one that's got me back in, because in Destiny 2, you are doing a lot of grinding, and you are grinding a lot of the same content. What saves Destiny 2 is that it has arguably one of the best in class shooting out there. The shooting and gunplay in Destiny 2 is still among the best in the genre for first-person shooters. It's just that good. It's the same greatness that made Halo great. It is still so good and very satisfying. And the loot looks cool, and you look cool, and you're doing cool stuff. What you're grinding on is boring as hell. But what you grind to and the stuff that you get along the way and the actions itself, it's not bad. It's also not intrusive. But Monster Hunter I like because you can do all that, and you can even do it solo for the most part. You can't really do the raids solo. Unless you're like one of those Monster Hunter League Pro, teams and dudes who just solo stuff.
All of the compatible girls are first years. The first year classrooms are on the 3rd floor.
An early boss wiped 3/4 of my party in the first turn, then you respect and was able to steamroll it. See, and that feels so satisfying, doesn't it? It feels like I put in the effort and I got the reward. I adapted and I overcame. That is so good. I love that.
Now what?
Big nip for Thanksgiving. Went to my mom's side, which is Korean. Basically just had squid, rice, and kimchi, and some Korean barbecue. No turkey. Hey, that's cool. I love Korean barbecue.
Doesn't look like I can push my way through. Doesn't look like I can... Doesn't look like I can push my way through.
Personally, I think Legend of Dragoon is one of the most underrated PS1 games. Never heard people talk about it or heard of it. I did a recap on it.
Doesn't look like I can push...
Okay, we can't push your way through. I guess we leave. Maybe we follow him.
Where are you going?
Well, we can't do anything here, can we?
Now what? Where are you going?
We gotta go, though.
Time to find the compatible girls.
It's sold over 1 million, if I recall correctly. This is just my personal opinion, but I personally think any game that sold over 1 million copies, which is a very impressive feat, it's not underrated. It might be under-promoted, it might be unrelatable, it might not be well shared, it may not be well received, but it certainly obviously performed well. Maybe its goal was 4 million, who cares? It's still getting over 1 million in sales is pretty darn good. Wait.
Tomi Kisaragi. Kisaragi-san, can I talk to you?
Goto-senpai! Is there something I can help you with? Anything at all?
Yeah?
Do you like sweets, senpai?
Oh, no.
What do you like?
Have you seen this person before?
What do you do on your days off?
I'd rather not say.
Hey, what's going on? Why are you doing this? You need to run.
What's going on? Did something happen?
No, all good. Come on, Miwako, let's go.
My head.
Going?
It hurts. This should make me feel a little... He calls himself Sekigahara now. But he's gone into hiding.
We are popping these pills
If I show
way
his
too
picture
often.
to the compatible ones, maybe I can figure out who he came into contact with last.
Yeah, Miwako makes for a great distraction. You got that right.
I don't see them.
Kami, I'm a fan of wide linearity myself. To me, linearity, I hate how linearity has become a dirty word for people. All linearity is just a tool. Linearity provides focus. Linearity provides direction. People think that, oh, it's just a straight line, you can't do anything. That is untrue. You can just simply have wide open areas where all roads lead to Rome, but that's not a bad thing. You get way better storytelling when you have focus.
Run away?
Some people think having infinite options and
I
having
need to
infinite
run?
choices and going in any different direction, that's the best way. It's not. It's just a different way. It's just one choice versus another.
My head. It hurts.
We just took the pills. We just took these pills.
This should make me...
We are ODing.
You don't have to follow me.
Don't say it like that. My job is to help you.
Doesn't seem likely. Run away. What? I don't see them. Megumi Yakushiji. Yakushiji-san, can I talk to you?
What people find is they don't like the extreme version of linearity, and if you play Dungeons & Dragons or any open tabletop storytelling game, you know what this is like. It's one thing to have a linear story. It's another thing to be railroaded, where you can do nothing except what the conductor wants you to do at any given time. You can't stick your arms out, you can't do anything. You are being railroaded. If you are being railroaded, that is the extreme bad version of linearity. But that's not what all linearity is.
My head. Have you seen this person before? That's 426, isn't it? You know him? I mean, I've heard about him enough times.
Final Fantasy 13 is fantastic, says Jtron. I like the battle system of Final Fantasy 13. And I don't have to say something like, don't at me, don't fight me. I can defend that. And it doesn't even need to be worth defending. I can explain the reasons for why I think it's one of the best battle systems for any Final Fantasy.
Go on. My head. This should make me feel.
But my job isn't to convince people. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But to me, there's a lot of likable things in it.
Number 14.
Now, could it have done a much better job telling its story? Yes. I think it is an interesting story that's just kind of poorly told, which is a common malady in a lot of different games. But, it's fine. To me, a lot of the issues, 80% of the issues that were in 13 were addressed in 13 too. So to me, I say if you want to play a better version of 13, play 13 too. And I actually really like Lightning Returns. Lightning Returns holds up. I played that game many times. It's very fun.
Even in Shikishima's largest
But a lot of people don't know that because they never gave it a
fit.
chance.
Transporting
13
it
has
here
this
was quite
stigma
the
about it
challenge
that
as well.
these days you
But
only
now,
find in the
including
older
number
players
14
because
here,
the younger, newer players
we've been
never get
able to
around to
recover
playing the older
3
stuff
Sentinels
anyway.
after the
Oh,
incident.
speaking of, this is something that actually
Unfortunately,
irritated
the
me.
models are all still
Speaking
missing.
of dumb social media, on the official
We also
Final
have yet to
Fantasy
find number 12.
like Twitter account, a couple days ago they said, hey, in 2 days, it's National Ninja Day. Let's take a shout out to all the best ninjas in Final Fantasy. And they showed Edge from Final Fantasy IV, and they showed Yuffie from Final Fantasy VII, and they showed a ninja from Final Fantasy XIV. I don't know her name, she was in purple. And I'm like, wait, that's it? What about Shadow from 6? What about the OG ninja from Final Fantasy 1? What the hell? Why did people... Who wrote this? That nothing before Final Fantasy VII existed. Shame on you.
So are the Sentinels fixed?
How dare you?
With the systems infected as they are, repairing them will be no easy task. And now that he's taken control of the Sentinels,
My recap on 13.2 is
So
hilarious.
once we capture 14-6,
13.2 is one of the recaps I wish I could redo, because that is one of the recaps I'm willing to admit to myself. I should pace myself better. I actually think I'm talking too fast in that one.
what's her deal?
It's one of the few times I will admit that.
Oh, yes. Let me introduce you. This is Megumi Yakushiji-san.
Hello.
She's one of the compatible from the year 2025.
I wonder if people will get it, despite the length of Nier Automata, I wonder if people are going to catch the 1 or 2 Easter eggs that I put in there, because I always put Easter eggs in every single one of my videos, and there's a couple in there that I really wonder if people catch.
Worst case scenario, she will be piloting the Sentinel instead of you.
What? I won't allow it.
Piloting effectively is not possible in your condition.
But number 14. Mr. Ida chose me for it. It's my Sentinel.
To be fair though, Kami, once you get down
You're the
to,
one who should have been in it.
what is it, Pulse, the game does open up. It is specific, it's for narrative reasons. It is linear, straightforward, you're running away from things, you don't pause and you don't do all this side crap. It integrates that into the traversal. So for the first half of the game, yes, you are running down a hallway. That's, however, the point. That's not bad design, it's on purpose. But when you get down to Pulse, though, and things open up, then it's great. You can actually slow down, you're not on the run anymore, you can go in a bunch of different directions, it becomes a lot more non-linear. But for some strange reason, people didn't last that long.
If you're really
Which to
that
me is
possessive of
both
it,
unsurprising, not just,
then why didn't
you know,
you
hey, they
fight
dropped it early.
instead
Most
of
people don't
Juro?
get very far in a lot of games that they claim to
Doesn't
play.
matter.
It seems the
You'll
common,
forget
I
this
feel
too.
I'm in the vast
Just like
minority
everything else
where I
you
finish
should
every
be
game that I start. Unless I literally cannot actually finish it. Wow, we had a bunch of different stuff. So if we don't do the flashback, then we're good. Alright, we should be at 30%. There we go. Okay. But yeah, most people start games and they almost never finish it. Like the moment they start not having the ultimate amount of fun, it seems, like they just seem impatient. Not casting a wide net, but it seems that seems to be more common. For whatever reason, people will start a game and not finish it, and that's normal. So when I hear that from people, I don't judge it saying, oh well, you didn't finish the game, so your opinion's invalid. No, that's too dismissive. An impression, it's better to redefine your take as an impression. Like, my impression of the game was this. I didn't finish it, so putting my opinion into context, it's more of an impression than a review. But, yeah. It's okay to talk about the point where you felt, hey, you know what, I'm putting this down, I'm not having fun. Clear without a Sentinel being immobilized, clear within 50 seconds. That shouldn't be a problem. Many ground kaiju will appear. So here's the thing. Yeah, I want this. Because these are anti-ground. They have armor piercing as well. But one of the things I didn't like about Juro is that none of his attacks, except for this, had armor piercing. Does she have that? She does not. Oh, I didn't realize Keitaro works with Natsuno-san. That's cool. Super large missile. It's a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. Whose hypercondenser interests you the most? Honestly? I don't know. Oh, that reminds me, who else has improved armor? He also has anti-ground missiles, which is nice. Because I'm not gonna lie, adding to Demolisher Blade is super nice. That's totally worth it. Because that's just too good. Like, I'm interested in the ones that end fights. If you end fights, I'm interested. I don't think you should take 2 shots to do what should take 1 shot. I feel like Aegis, I don't like his kit. His kit is the least interesting kit to me. I mean, he has Demolisher Blade, which is cool, but I don't like his kit. He doesn't have crowd control options is the thing I don't like. A lot of people have like auxiliary options, which is nice. We're gonna camp on the 11,000 because I want to invest in the terminal. And this terminal's getting expensive. Ooh, I want meta chip it. Yeah, let's get more meta chips going. That pays for itself. That's an investment. Okay.
Leave it to me.
If A's going out there, I'm putting Iori out there.
Let's go.
Understood.
These two work well. Oh, she's level 7? Yeah, let's get her some more experience. Alright, we're gonna roll with this. Crowd control and, Actually, I should almost put a G4 out there for interceptors, but because 2 of them... Actually, these 2 will be back. So... Actually, you know what? We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. This is super off topic, but Utah's starting to become one of the worst states. I think on the recent U.S. consensus, and this is not even me trying to play state politics here. By the way, anybody who's not in the USA, don't worry. We always debate between our states. It's always a contest. But I think the most recent consensus says that Louisiana is like the worst state. For just many reasons. Socially, economically, like politically, like, I don't know. There's so many reasons like Louisiana is not a good state. Education-wise, it's bad. Not throwing dirt on anyone who's in Louisiana or loves Louisiana. This is what, you know, the census says. I'm not saying it. I'm just go shoot the messenger.
Multiple Daimyo signatures confirmed. We're starting to get even more of them.
That's weird. They're a little different from the D-forces in the database. What do you mean? They're similar to their original designs, but they've been modified and optimized further. The system's making changes to the kaiju on the fly. Specifically,
The machine network is advancing to our android attacks.
The current processing is at 6%. Be careful, everyone.
I don't know how long we gotta hold out here, but not gonna back down now.
We can do this.
Okay. First things first. Set up a kill zone.
Lend us a hand.
What's the plan? How's the
Gotta keep my spirit.
Not throwing
Gonna be okay. Definitely. Gotta keep.
enemy on the move?
Okay, what's the plan?
Get a little flare torpedo.
That.
waste any chance. No room for hesitation.
I need to think. Need help.
How's the Sentinel?
Gotta keep my spirits up.
Oh, they're just armored though. We have armor piercing. We're good. See, this is exactly why we got those ground rockets. Armor piercing. It matters. All the same. Try to take a bit off the top of the boss there. That guy has a lot of hit points. Never mind. Railgun does not have armor piercing. I thought it did.
Don't waste any chances.
Alright, I'm gonna need you to get out there and cut him with your knife.
What's the plan? How's the Sentinel?
Alright, real fast. His defensive flares are kind of nice, though.
I don't think so.
Just as a nice protective web. It's okay.
Enemy on the move. Target confirmed. Did I get it? Enemy unit destroyed. Don't waste any chances.
If I had more G4 units like Yuki, all of their pulse lasers would have been perfect for this. G4s are just so handy. God, they just deal so much damage. I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Move. That work? Neutralize.
That do it? Gotta do something.
I love the sight of that. Just the two range guns obliterating that dude. Just dead.
Ready for this?
Alright.
Get it!
I'm gonna ask my snipers to just hang back and just keep plugging away.
No fight I can't win. How's that?
No room for
They're getting
hesitation.
very close though.
Take this. Did that do it?
What do I do?
We're getting flanked. We're good.
How do I?
Where are they?
Oh, we got two of these guys.
A hit. My turn now.
Focus. We can do this.
What's the plan?
Alright. The plan is I want to get a back attack on this guy, because these guys have a lot of health. How is this not a back attack? Okay, there it is. It's so finicky.
You're done. How was that?
That's what I'm talking about. Good job.
I'll take them down quick.
The range on the ground rockets is not very long. That's okay though. Does she have armor? I don't think so. She doesn't have armor, does she?
I can help.
This is gonna become a hot zone.
Number 14. Beginning movement. Keep it together. Hit! Take that!
The database has been updated. I guess we have number 16 to thank for that.
Those little buggy bastards are even faster now.
If we let any of them through, they'll swarm the terminal in seconds.
Then, even that G-Molar?
New York City. I have a ton of family in New York City, and let me tell you what, because I was also born in New York, and
Not just
that
offense.
place is just, I always tell people, it's a great place to visit. You do not want to live there. New York gets worse by the year, and the recent couple mayors and governors have done nothing but just be fiscally irresponsible and driving New York in just a downward spiral. That city is bleeding, and especially with the pandemic, it is bleeding so bad. It is so bad, and it's just getting worse. I need to drop a flare torpedo right there.
My turn now.
And you need to back attack this dude. There we go.
Move. Did that
Nice, good job.
Just watch.
Signatures from above.
I might as well just shoot that one missile down.
Here goes. How's that?
Going for me. What to do? Within enemy threat range.
Wait, do I not have interceptors on Yuki? I just realized I haven't put any interceptors out. The spread on this is good. Ooh, that is good damage. Armor piercing too.
Throwing away my shot.
That is good damage. Solid hit.
Here we go. Did I get it?
Something. Give up. How's that? Gotcha.
No room for hesitation.
And you are going
What's the plan?
to go over here. Is that a random dude just hanging out?
Chances. Enemy signals
No room for
detected.
hesitation.
That might be. Really? Ah, he's just beyond my range. Just beyond my range. Can I leave attack there? Just beyond my range.
What's the
I
plan?
like this music.
Number
Just
11.
move out there.
Moving out.
Still not used to this thing.
Alright, we need to get some kills with her. Unless we want to throw a... We could throw a meta gauge burst. But it seems like a waste.
How's the Sentinel?
Thanks for landing.
You are done.
Get bent.
At work? Nothing special.
What to do?
Take some of that heat off.
Hit! Yeah! I can
Did I
do
do
that.
Sucks how she doesn't have Demolisher Blade. She's meant to be like a tank. And she does have a lot of hit points. But at the same time.
Got that one. Got him.
They're coming for me.
Right? Yes!
Where
They're
are
attacking my sentry. That's so rude.
Now. A hit.
Let's do this.
No room for hesitation. My
Oh, they
turn.
actually are literally firing torpedoes at my little sentry.
What's the plan?
So disrespectful.
Number 11.
No fight
Moving
I
out.
can't win.
Here you go.
Nice! You picked a fight when we're sitting ducks here.
Let's go, Sentinel. I'll beat you. How's that? Gotcha.
They're both beating up on my sentry. At the same time, that's cool that the sentries are drawing aggro. I didn't realize that they would draw aggro over them attacking the terminal. That's kind of funny to me. Actually, that did a lot of
Don't waste
damage.
any chances.
That did a lot of damage as missiles. That was really good.
Take this.
That was better than I was expecting.
As long as I can keep this thing moving.
Those ground rockets, they get work done. I'm warming up to them.
How's that? What's our plan?
The stream is down. Yeah, I was hiccuping earlier. I saw that.
They don't stand a chance.
What do I do? I'll get him. It worked.
That do it?
Gotta keep my spirits up. Hit.
What's the plan? My turn.
What we need to do is we have 20 seconds to get this mission done.
Number 11, moving out.
What's the situation? I can help. Number 14, beginning movement.
Let's do this. Long as I can keep this thing moving. Number 21, on the move.
Enemy on the move. A hit!
That thing is setting a lot of rockets
Enemy
out.
down. No room for hesitation. How's the Sentinel?
Gotta do something. Go away! How's that?
No fight I can't win.
Come on!
How's that?
I've gotta do this. Stay calm. Number 15,
Don't let
moving
up.
out.
Yes.
Come on. How was that? Target destroyed.
Alright. We took a little longer than I would have preferred, but we did a good job. This was a long-range fight. It's hard to tell that. But you know, that's okay. That's part of the strategy. You gotta, you know, have real-time strategy.
Surrounding 2-kilometer area now fully secure. Ending technical analysis.
Keith, how do I pester OBM this time? I don't know. It might be kind of hard today. Today I have a morale boost because I posted a fun video, so it's gonna be tough. I mean, we've been rambling, or I've been rambling about a bunch of stuff already. I wouldn't say it's a bit upsetting. I just like talking
Do I
about
sound like I understand all this egghead
it.
talk?
It's like, who
I'm
else?
just relaying a message.
I wasn't going anywhere with that.
From who? Well, that child from earlier. Chihiro did this? So she is helping us? Let's hope.
Warning. Daimo signatures approaching.
Daimo signatures. That means they're coming.
Guess we're
Meta
pushing
system
back.
Sentinel upgrade, huh?
BJ, I did my best.
Good job, Natsuno. Nice. Give me that S. I actually do want to proceed to the next wave. Let's get another battle in. Enhance your sentinels by using meta chips. Cool. That one doesn't seem bad. City defense stays at 80%, 70% terminal rate. That's not bad. A horde of aerial hunter kaiju appeared. Okay, well this is a G3, G4 battle right here. Hordes, huh?
Is Juro going too?
Yeah, Juro can come too.
Okay.
Because these two get a bonus.
I got this. Allow me.
I want these two dudes in.
You want me to go?
Yeah, but we're gonna boost everybody. All right. Okay, let's see what we got. Alright, so every single person's thing does the same thing. It's just if you want to upgrade it. How much does it cost, though? Oh, you literally just keep feeding it. Okay. I don't know why I did Tommy's armor just there. I was just seeing stuff. Alright, so HP defense up, chance to nullify attacks, EP attack up, EP recovery. That'd actually be really good for the G4, G3 units. Accuracy crit. Speed up is good. Improves me. That's more of a G1, G2 thing. Enhanced nerve sync. Neon Genesis style. Experience up. Decreases brain overload. How do you decrease brain overload? Does it take 3 battles now instead of 2 battles to burn out? I'm wondering. Alright. First, all you boys get... Everyone gets an armor upgrade, because everybody could use more HP. Everyone can use more defense. Well, actually, mostly the melee dudes. And the G4s too, because they throw themselves in the middle of combat. Even though we're not using the G1s in this fight, I still want to do it. That's expensive though. We'll sit on this. So just to talk more about states, New York City's bad, but the problem is New Jersey is adopting many of the same practices because a lot of people from New York City are going to New Jersey, or they were anyway. People used to just commute from New Jersey to New York, but now people on both sides are bleeding into Pennsylvania. So now Pennsylvania is going to become like a mini New York in terms of like people live there just to commute over into New York again. And New York doesn't mind that because for everyone that can't bleed inside the city, they're bleeding everybody through those tolls. If you've never driven or transported yourself to New York City, the tolls will bleed you.
Is that true?
Imagine having to pay like $30, $40 every single day, one way, just to drive to your house. Imagine.
No idea how it'd actually work. Really, the Sentinels have always kind of been siblings to the Dynamos.
Property values are on the rise because even if you own your house, they're going to tax the hell out of the land you're on. It's the way the people in charge of New York City are handling the finances is just a travesty. And bleeding the people in the middle is what their solution is. It is absurd. But I hate to say it, but that is a citizens of New York City's problem to deal with.
This is all pretty freaky.
Because that's the other thing about people who don't live in the United States. Your state, especially your state governor, has more power over the actual state. Somebody's like, why don't you tell the president or tell your congressman? They are not directly involved in personal state affairs. Constitutionally, they really can't. We are a United States. A lot of states have self-sovereignty on a lot of issues, especially when it comes to things like economics or certain limited military functions, and certainly a lot of legal actions that the states act independently and can override many federal rulings. So that's why you can get things legal in one state and not legal in the other state. It's not that the system is confused, that's the way the system's supposed to work. Is that it's proving that with this much diversity, you can induce a change in the machine network so they can evolve to be more powerful units before they go off into space and become even more powerful. The diversity of life is about struggle and becoming stronger because of it.
Now then.
They must become as gods.
We must win. I won't give up.
Alright, first things first, let's drop a flare torpedo.
How's this?
I need to think things through.
Back me up!
There's still hope.
Wait, why does it say chat is disabled? Is chat disabled right now? Did the stream die? Did it? It says we're still live though. Alright, let me check. Crap, it might have died. Okay.